Just bit of a thing when you're looking for yabbies on a bank, you won't get too many up on like the higher, wider sand. You want to be getting down off the edges where you can see little drains and bits of water is definitely the easiest place to dig some yabbies. We'll grab a few and see if we can get a fish. So I've got a few yabbies, and I'll just show you what I've got rigged up here. It's just two yogurt buckets inside each other. You can see all the muds in the bottom one. I've just drilled a heap of holes in this one. So when you finish getting your yabbies, just a matter of tipping that one out, giving it a rinse, and then you can just do the same with this one, and you end up with nice clean yabbies, and they're not swimming around in mud. So you want to put a bit of water in them, just a bit of clean water in the bottom one, slip it in, and you're good to go. A cold sort of a day, but chasing a few whiting on bit of a dreary afternoon on the flood tide, but there's a few here. I've picked up 3 or 4 already, and we'll see if we can get a couple more. Just fishing quite light today. Got a Okuma LRF and a little 20 size spin reel, 6 pound Platypus mono. I do prefer chasing whiting with the mono. I find I lose less right at the boat, or at this, in this case off the bank. We're just sort of basically working this bit of a gutter in, and picked up a few. So if I can pick up 10 or a dozen, that'd be a good feed for Jode and I. So yeah, it's still, water's still pretty dirty. I haven't even lure fished today. It's just filthy. I might do a little bit in the morning on the smaller high tide. Hopefully it won't be as dirty, but we'll see. All I'm basically doing, using a yabby, casting just a little bit up current, and then just basically giving it a bit of a wind back until I get a bite like this. They're biting a bit funny. Definitely not just swallowing it down, but anyway, we'll persevere and see if we can get a few. And just see the rod tip there. It's just tip, tip, tip. You want to just wait till it leans down, and normally that means they've got it, although he's coming back towards me, so I'll give him a go. There we go. Oh, another good one. They're quite skinny fish still at the minute, but he should be 25, give or take. And nearly 25, so he's a good one. Good to just get a feed. I haven't had a feed of whiting for a while, so nothing ridiculous about the rig I'm using. Like I said, just a 6-pound Platypus mono, small ball sinker, swivel, and number 4 Mustad hook with some freshly pumped Yabbies. So I think he'll be big enough. Just missed one again. I need to change my hook. She's caught about 20 fish, so I normally change them over after that. Kind of a good indicator with these mustads that are bloodworms that I use is once the red's gone, they've normally dulled off a bit, so normally worth changing them over. Amazing what a difference a sharp hook makes. Might be a nice fish, this one. That it's a bream. Nope, it's a good whiting. Donker. Look at that one. Good fun on this light 6-pound line. Can't beat it. So this is the sort of area I like fishing when the tide's high for whiting. I just pulled up here, haven't done much good on the grunter this morning, the water is filthy, but I dug 50 Yabbies this morning just as a bit of a plan B, and picked up half a dozen here in no time, so I don't need too many more. But basically you're just on the end of an island. There's Yabbies here where I sometimes dig sometimes I dig Yabbies here, and fish just push up on here on high tide. It's pretty simple going, really. You can find a Yabby bed at low tide, come back and fish it at high, and you'll knock a few of these over. This little Okuma LRF been a cracking little rod since Justin put me onto it with the nibble tip, flexible tip anyway. It lobs those Yabbies in there nice and gently, not like me lure spin rods. And crikey, this is a white and it's a good one. It's got plenty of give for when these white and get close. They'll sort of come in till they get to the boat a bit, and often they'll start diving around like this. This is a good one. And this LRF, it's got plenty of go, plenty of give in it to just stop you bouncing those fish off with a bit stiffer line. That light mono, that Platypus pulse, it's got plenty of give in it as well, so you find you don't lose too many fish. It's been a good little outfit, really. Caught, I'd hate to think, a lot of whiting anyway. You know, it's not a super expensive rod. The little Ceymar reel is really a budget reel, but this thing's a couple of years old now, and I don't, give them any special treatment. It's still going gangbusters. I just got some 6-pound platypus braid on there, Platypus pulse mono on there, sorry, and yeah, it just keeps trucking along. Like I said, I don't really look after my gear too good, but that little flexible tip on the top of these LRFs just gives you that bit more spring when the whiting get close. Like I said, they're not an expensive rod, and a bit of, like I said, Platypus pulse mono and a couple of hooks, sinkers and swivels, and you're right to go. It's been a cracking little rod, but it just gives you, it's a bit longer too, gives you that little bit of I guess gentle flex as opposed to my lure spin rods, so you tend to throw a lot less Yabbies off as well. So just something else to think about. I just iced my fish down. I've got a dozen, but the tide's just backing off out of the mangroves now, so the fish, they're on the chew. I could stay and get me bag if I wanted, but pretty much if you're fishing this first of the outgoing tide, just cast slightly upstream, wait for your bait to hit the bottom. Then I just like to lift my rod, you know, half a metre at a time, working it way back towards the boat. And then you'll see when you start getting a bite, it's just a matter of letting the flexible tip do its job for a bit, give them, you know, a little bit of line if need be, and then set the hook, and you got a fish. So, you know, like I said, basically they're coming back out of the mangroves now. They'll stay up on here until there's like a foot of water, so you can hang here long as you don't get stuck. Rookie error. And yeah, they'll sit here and just keep coming out of the mangroves. Like I said, they'll stay up here till it's really shallow, but I've got well and truly enough to clean this afternoon, so hope you got a bit out of that one. Catch us next time, eh? Cheers.